how did God create all the other things? What did he say? So he said, each according to his kind, or each according to their kind. Okay? Interesting. But when God made man, what did he say? God did not say, let there be humans according to its kind. Did God say that? No. God made humans not according to its kind, like a production line or the final item in a production line. Rather, God made humans according to his kind of, to his image and likeness. Now, this very famous evolutionist, Charles Darwin, he said in his book, The Descent of Man, the difference in mind between man and the higher animals, greater as it is, certainly degree and not of kind. Do you know what he means? So for him, this means that animals and humans, we belong in the same kind. We are from the same category, even though we are more evolved, superior animals, okay? Well, certainly there are commonalities between human and animal, and Genesis says that. Animals and humans, we are formed from the dust on the ground, okay? Chapter 2, verses 7 and 19. Also, God has given food, the food source for animals and humans from the same source. And God has blessed humans and also the fish and the birds with fruitfulness. And God pronounced that we are good, okay? But humans are much more than animals. We belong in a different category, in God's image and with God's pattern. And what does image and likeness mean? So the word image is in Hebrew, zelem, which means something that you cut out from something, okay? So this thing, if it's cut out from this pile of stuff, this thing has this pile's image. Or it can mean it reflects something else. Now, in the Old Testament, the word image is used for actual forms or shapes of idols. So, for example, if you all remember, Daniel, right? Chapter 3, verse 1. King Nebuchadnezzar made an image, a zelem of gold. It was an actual thing that he made, okay? The word likeness in Hebrew is demuth. It means that something is similar to something. It's very simple, okay? Now, the two terms, image and likeness, they are mentioned to reinforce each other with no technical distinction in this text, okay? So what does it mean that humans are made in God's image and likeness? So many people try to explain this, right? Oh, they said, we have God's attributes, some of them. We are intelligent like God. And some people argue, yeah, but animals are intelligent too. They have kind of intelligence, right? And then we say, no, but we are humans, we are moral. Well, if you see animals, sometimes they show kindness and care for their own kind. Very interesting. Or we say, we are spiritual. We are spiritual by nature. Actually, all these are true qualities of humans. But if we have to understand what it means that we are made in God's image, like unique, distinct beings, we have to dig into the context, okay? So in ancient Near East, kings would make images of themselves and put them throughout his kingdom, especially put it in the border of their land to show and remind people who is the boss, right? So, for example, in Egypt, kings, they set up statues of themselves to mark the realm of their rule as signs of their authority over the region. And we have many archaeological sites of this kind. Furthermore, some Chinese emperors, okay, and some Egyptian kings, they refer themselves as the image of the gods, okay? So in this sense, they said, oh, we are descendants of the gods. Not everyone could claim to have the image of the gods, only the kings and the supreme leaders. But in the Bible, it's something is tremendous, that it says that every human being bears God's image, and not only the kings. That was kind of totally revolutionary for people in the time of Moses. Now, we are all representatives of God on the earth that God has created. The earth is the realm where humans exist and where we interact and worship God. Now, the earth is that realm in this sense, like God's kingdom, okay? But not only God's kingdom. The earth actually in Genesis is portrayed as the temple of God, where heaven and earth meets and where God and people can relate to each other. And you know what? When you go, I don't know how many of you have traveled, you have gone to some ancient ruins, you visit the temples. You know what you find in the temples? You find the statues of the gods, right? That's where they put the images of their gods. And you know what? God made this world to be his temple. And he has put all these humans as living images of himself. With what purpose? We are here as God's images to reflect the glory of God, to reflect his goodness. He made everything good. You are good. I'm good in his sight. And we are to reflect his goodness, his love, his glory. We are like little mirrors, each one of us on a 45-degree angle. When people see us, we reflect God. And when we see them, they are supposed to reflect God. We are supposed to reflect God to the creation. And you know what? This is why God forbade people to make images of himself in the second commandment, right? Thou shalt not make any image of me. Why? Because God has already made those images of himself. You and I, we are that image.